Everybody's photos are good here today.
Yeah. Good sound, good video. It's good.
We are ready to go live. This is Karen with newclevelandradio.net, and it is Tuesday. Therefore, it is time for What in the World with?
With me, Paul Seaburn. Hi,
Yes.
Karen. Hi, John.
Hi.
Hi, everybody out there. How you doing?
Hi, Paul. Hi,
Doing
Kim.
okay.
Doing good. Okay.
You
Yeah. Well,
know,
we're here.
it's not raining right now. Do you
That's
think
right.
we should postpone the show so we can go outside
No.
where it's not raining? No.
Oh, have you been? You didn't tune into the Weather Channel here, folks. This is What in the World on newclevelandradio.net. We're in Brecksville, Ohio, where it is rainy and has been rainy and muggy for the past 3 days. So
Yep,
everyone is in a rainy, muggy mood. So if we sound a little different today, yeah, well, that's the reason. But we are still here as we are every week with the weird news from around the world. Real news, sometimes strange, always funny. That's our motto. I'm here with Karen Hale, the media mogul at newclevelandradio.net, our platform. All kinds of podcasts there. Please go and visit. I give you the same pitch every week. Tons of fun. But first, visit What in the World. And somewhere on the screen is John DiNallo, my old buddy, our sports guy. Hi, John.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Karen. It's good to be.
Hi.
It's good to be here for another week.
Yes, always here with What in the World of Weird Sports, trivia, and the world's only professional Bluff the co-host player. So, you're in a special company here with us today. Let's see. So let's get right to it. Thank you for being here wherever you're tuning in from if you're listening on a podcast on Apple or whatever your platform, thank you. You're watching us on YouTube live or in the future. Thanks for visiting us. Tell your friends, like us, follow us, whatever you have to do to so we know that you're there. I'm on Facebook. Look, just Google my name. Go to mysteriousuniverse.org, which is my website, and you can see some of the other stories I write about and some pictures. Okay, all the marketing is out of the way. Let's get to the good stuff. And that would be the weird news of the week. We need some music for that. Okay, so let's see what's going on this week. Oh, my hot story of the week is the latest in beachwear from China. Oh, wait till you see this, Karen. You'll be running out in the middle of the show to buy some. Odd places for bowling balls, John. This is one for you for sports. This comes from Michigan. Illegal eyelashes coming from New Orleans, Karen. You didn't know that there was such a thing as legal or illegal.
I have no idea either.
Yeah, John. We got a ghost story from England, a ghost with BO. And for everybody who has a cell phone, if you're watching us on a cell phone or listening, you could be getting demons in your cell phone. So we're going to tell you how to get rid of those. Let's see. How men can outlive women. I don't. It's John. We may or may not want to do this for a variety of reasons.
Oscar gets us on this one.
I'll let you decide. Yeah. And then the more odd news, trivia, strange sports, world records. We find stuff from all over the place. Real news, sometimes strange, always funny. Join us every week for an hour just to have some fun. Get away from the bad news, the stress, the strain, the weather if you're in Cleveland, and check us out. So let's get right to it. Let's see how we're doing on time here so I know where we're at. Okay, John, this is one for you. John is our resident history buff. Alexander the Great, real or fake person?
Oh, I'm going to say real. He's a
real.
Yes.
Karen's not sure.
No, of course he's real.
Of course he's real. Okay, yes, he is. He's real. Do you remember who his parents are, though? There's a tough one.
I should know this. Or I knew it, but forgot it.
Mom and Dad.
Great.
Mom and Dad Great.
Mom and Dad Great. Yeah, good. Karen knows how to play the game, John.
Really, exactly. I can't hesitate against
Philip II, there you go, king of Macedon before it was Macedonia, and his fourth wife, Olympias. Now, she was famous for one reason, being the mother of Alexander the Great. And then she kind of disappeared, and they didn't even know where her tomb was. So the news this week is that they found the tomb of Olympia,
Wow.
the mother of Alexander the Great. She's in Greece, where they lived in ancient Greece, northern Greece, in the tomb of Korinos. So it's a big, like a cemetery with a bunch of other people in there. So they found the tomb of Olympius, and typical mother. You know, they found evidence where she used to say, you know, she knew him before he was great. You know, she used to call him little Alex with the poopy pants toga. You know, so that's just a little bit of nonsense there for Alexander the Great. He probably is embarrassed wherever he is.
I don't think anybody knew that.
There you go.
They just said that.
All right. So here's another one, John. That this is one of those that's going to make you go, team of nanoscientists, those are the guys that study little stuff in China, discovered a way to grow microfibers in ice so that ice can bend without breaking. Okay, so you instead of a flat surface like a cube or on a pond, it can bend, it can be curved, and it doesn't break. So this could completely change figure skating at the Olympics, turn it into an extreme sport. You know, where they're skating, they're jumping off the top, they're doing flips. Same with ice hockey. That's the one that I was thinking about. You got bumps all over the ice. You know, just when they're going to do a body check, the thing they flip over. I think this could revolutionize the Olympics, and movies too. I was just thinking about it would turn hockey into a martial arts kind of movie with people flying all over the place, waving their sticks. So I came up with my martial arts hockey movie, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Goalie.
Not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad. No, that's right. That's about it. The best we can say on that one. So let's move on to something really interesting and something that kids don't try this at home because we won't either. And what I want to do is put this picture up here while I'm describing it. So what we're looking at here, oh, by the way, for those of you that are listening to the podcast and not watching us on YouTube, I do occasionally have pictures and photos that go along with our story, and this is one of them. So take a look at it at YouTube when you get a chance, and you'll see these. 4 German tightrope walkers set a new world highlining distant record. They crossed a 1.3 mile valley, 1.3 miles from one end of the rope to the other in northern Sweden, on a line suspended at a height of 6,000 meters. That's almost 2,000 feet above the valley. Took them 3 hours, 4 guys, 3 hours to walk 1.3 miles from one end to the other at 2,000 feet in the air. All of a sudden, I feel very embarrassed that I used to scream on roller coasters because this is scary.
I'd say, oh my God.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Now they do have a rope, with a ring on it attached to the tightrope as they walk across. I think that's mandatory now. I don't think anybody will let you do anything without doing something like that. But even so, none of them fell off. They all made it completely across without slipping. They're not carrying those Walenda poles. So, there's
It takes some courage, to say the least. Look
boy,
at that.
I'll tell you what, I have a hard time. I could certainly not do it, but I even have a hard time looking at the picture. So
Yep.
I think we'll move on to something that's much more pleasant. I know you're interested in, Karen. This is the hot new beach fashion trend from China. Okay, Chinese women like to maintain their pale complexion. So as a way to improve, to protect them when they go to the beach, an inventor came up with something called the face kini. There you go.
Oh,
This
boy.
lady here,
Oh,
she is wearing a face kini. Now, a face kini is a kind of a mask with two holes for the eyes, one for the nose, one for the mouth, that goes on over your head. And it's called a face kini because it's made out of the same material as bathing suits. So women in China love it. Not only does it work, they're getting marriage proposals from professional wrestlers. So,
yeah. Okay.
better than a dating service.
Yeah.
Now, Karen, before you scoff,
Oh, no.
here's an entire group of these ladies who look like they're having a good time frolicking in the water in their face bikini. John, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I don't think I can look at that very long.
Yeah. And
okay, I'll change it. Now,
it looks so uncomfortable.
This is a good friend of mine on Facebook asked me if it came in black because she's goth. So I found a black one for her.
Wow.
Jules, that one's for you in case you're listening. This lady here, very, like nice flowers on it. She's even got eyebrows painted.
On hers. Yep.
I don't know if it's giving the right effect for me anyway.
not happening for you, John. Well, guess what? They even have them for men. Face bikinis for men. That's a picture of some professional wrestlers who were checking out the ladies in the face bikinis, thinking they're hot. Here's a couple of guys on the beach. Here's a couple of Chinese guys on the beach. Now, I can't explain what the guy with the moss around his neck is doing, but both of them have on, I guess, the male version of the face bikini. The buttons are on the other side or something.
That has to be really uncomfortable.
Wouldn't you think? You think? I know. And these guys kind of, the one guy's not following the real purpose of the face bikini because it looks like he has a really nice tan.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a pale face except for tans around his eyes and his nose and on his lips.
Yep.
Kind of weird here.
Yeah, it is.
Here you go. Now look at this. This is a beauty contest that they held of ladies in face bikinis. Now look at John, Karen. I think that's a nice looking group of ladies.
I'm glad you think so.
Except for the lizard lady.
Yeah. Different colors anyway. I'll give you that. Different colors. I mean, so that's all right.
For those of you who can't see it, a couple of them have looked like bikinis, or maybe fake bikini. They have a bodysuit with a bikini painted on it. One of the ladies looks like an animal of some sort, a tiger,
like a leopard or something, like a leopard.
Superhero. Yeah, Wonder Woman over there, and then the lizard lady on the end. So yeah, I agree. Now, they're very reasonably priced if you want to try this out. You get the standard model, which would be the plain face bikini, $2 to $4. Fancier models, $16 to $24. If you want it.
I don't want one.
Well, for those of you on a budget who want one, you can go to Kroger's where they have a very nice one for free. That's a paper bag with holes in it. Now, John, I'm going to ask you, do you know who that is?
Yes, I do know who that is. It's the Unknown Comic.
The Unknown Comic from what TV show?
I have.
Man, I'm going to bong you upside of the head if you don't get this one. That was a big hint there, by the way. I'm going to bong you upside down.
It's the Gong Show, isn't it?
The Gong Show, that's right. I have a picture of the Unknown Comic from the Gong Show. By the way, I am friends with this guy. I've talked to him on Facebook a number of times. His real name is Murray Langston. Well-known, been around for years and years. And I wanted to talk about him for a second. He started on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In 1970. That's so he's in his 80s. He did he didn't have the bag on his head at those times. But on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, I'm gonna have to look up some videos of this. He would do impressions, but not of people. He did impressions of a fork, a tube of toothpaste, and a grandfather clock. Then he invested in a nightclub. This was before there were comedy clubs, and some famous people worked there. It must have been in New York. Deborah Winger, Michael Keaton, the actor, David Letterman, Gallagher, the comedian, another crazy comedian, and Freddie Prinze, the late Freddie Prinze. So they all worked at this place. Unfortunately, it didn't do very well, went out of business. So now he's broke. He's broke. He doesn't know what to do. Somebody tells him to appear on the Gong Show. Now, by then, Murray was a well-known comedian, and he was very embarrassed to appear on the Gong Show, which was, for those who don't remember, an amateur show for the absolute worst acts you could come up with. And it would have been embarrassing for someone of his caliber and profession to do it. So he put a paper bag on his head. And lo and behold, he became the most popular act on the Gong Show. Appeared 150 times on the Gong Show with Chuck Barris, the host, as the unknown comic. Nobody ever knew what he was. It was a big secret. I think they had a big reveal on some other show. Had a cult following. So anyway, so that's a little bit on Murray Langston, the unknown comic. Murray, if you're listening, that one's for you.
Didn't know his name.
Yes, Murray Langston. He you can find him on Facebook. He posts some good, funny old jokes all the time. He's a great source for good old jokes, dad jokes, I like to call them.
He had a good laugh, I remember. He had a good laugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he was very funny. He was really good. Now I want to do a local story here. This one comes from Ravenna, Ohio, right down the street on the Turnpike. Take the Turnpike, you'll come to from where we're at, and you get to Ravenna. This was on the national news, Karen. I don't believe this. Maybe you saw it. After being stopped by an Ohio State trooper for a traffic violation, the driver of the car attempted to swallow his bag of marijuana. Unfortunately, too big to swallow, he starts choking on it. Luckily, the police officer knew
Oh
the
my
Heimlich
gosh.
maneuver. Yeah. So he pulls the guy out of the car and gives him the Heimlich maneuver, saving his life. How about that?
Unbelievable.
Well, I saw this on television. I saw the TV report.
Well, there's more to the story that they didn't tell you. Turns out he had marijuana hidden in other places on his body. And when he told the cop that they were stuck there too, he just gave him a laxative and gave him the ticket and sent him on his way.
Oh
But
boy.
I thought that the national news, it's kudos to the state trooper. They don't get the recognition that they deserve.
He saved his life. That was very nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
So anyways, now we'll go to Karen's home state of Michigan. This is a great story here, Karen. Muskegon. Do you know where Muskegon is? Where's that at?
Yeah, it's somewhere around Grand Rapids area, the west part of Michigan.
Oh, western towards Illinois.
Yeah.
The next state over? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've got for our geography buffs out there. So this story comes from Muskegon, Michigan. This guy is digging in his backyard. He's got a slab and he wants to replace this cement slab. So he's breaking it up, and he's shocked to find this, John. You'll recognize those.
Bowling balls.
Bowling balls, that's right. Authentic, genuine Brunswick bowling balls underneath the concrete slab behind his house.
Why?
Well, you'll find out.
Oh,
He's
okay.
digging. He finds 158 of them.
Oh my gosh.
158 of them. I think I have a picture of all of them lined up. There you go.
Wow.
Then he goes back and he keeps digging because he figures if there's bowling balls down there, there must be a bowling alley, which means there must be beer. So he went looking for the beer. Never did find the beer, but he did find all these bowling balls. So he did some investigation, and it turns out there at one time there was a Brunswick factory in the area making bowling balls back when bowling was the number one sport in the United States. And when they made something that wasn't quite perfect, they would the workers would either take them home or give them to their friends to be used as landfill because they were free, cheaper than buying gravel or anything like that. So whoever owned the house before that built upon the these bowling balls a concrete slab. Yeah. Now he should have known because the concrete slab had a split in it. And, There you go.
Okay.
That was good. Yep.
So some of the former employees, once they saw this story, they contacted him, and this is the part I couldn't believe. They donated. So this is what he's going to do. He's going to keep them. He's going to decorate some of them, put them in his garden. His father's going to make one into a table. Those will be the legs of the table. And then he found a church in the area that wants them, get this, Karen, to use in a bowling ball cannon at their next pig roast. Now, I believe I've been to that church. That was the church, Our Lady of Good Eye, I think is the, because if you're shooting bowling balls, you better have a good aim. You can't miss it. They do this every year. It's the church, instead of stained glass windows, they just have plywood with the pictures of the saints painted on it. Not a good thing to do when around a church. So anyways, that's the bowling ball guy. What a find. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And he dug them all up too. That was the thing. Okay. So this is your eyelash story, Karen. This one comes from New Orleans. Customs and Border Protection agent seized the shipment of 3,000 pairs of false eyelashes. There they are, right there. 3,000 pairs, two to a box of false eyelashes at the Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport, my favorite airport name, that were illegally imported into the United States. These are illegal eyelashes. What makes it? I couldn't get the question out in time.
Yep.
Before I explain that, the agents were suspicious because they went down the baggage claim, and there was a long line of ladies wearing dark glasses waiting for something. And this is what they were waiting for, the fake eyelashes. It turns out that, you put these on your eye. So there's the FDA regulates what they can be made of so that you don't put something on your eye that would be poisonous or hurt your vision. So these foreign makers are supposed to live up to their standards, and these didn't. They didn't have the FDA seal of approval. Cool fake eyelashes.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Do you know how long fake eyelashes have been around, Karen?
Since Cleopatra, at least.
It's Cleopatra. Wrong answer.
Oh.
What you remember from Cleopatra is mascara. The stuff that for the guys listening, that's the stuff that your wife or girlfriend uses the little brush to brush on to make the eyelashes look longer. But fake eyelashes are a very recent invention. 1911, a lady by the name of Anna Taylor in Canada patented artificial eyelashes, similar to the ones we're looking at here. 1911, made from fabric with tiny, real tiny hairs glued to them. But she didn't make any money doing it. So this guy, Charles Nestle, a German, he hears about this. So he's got a factory. So he sets up a factory for making false eyelashes in Germany. And then he used the profit, because he did so well, to fund his next invention. He invented the permanent wave.
I used to get those when I was a kid.
Everybody, every woman on the planet got permanent waves at one time before they found out that they cause brain damage or something.
Comforting, very comforting.
Yeah. So he comes to the United States because he's already poisoned everybody in Germany. 1915, he opens a hair salon on East 49th Street in New York City, and he does the lashes on the side. So in order to entice women to buy his fake lashes, he started up this fake promotion that they protect your eyes from overhead lights.
Oh my gosh. Really?
And then to get guys to send their wives over to buy them, he hired models to be stand outside like they do in New York and bat their eyes at the guys so that they'd want to come in and buy these lashes for their wives. We would never do something like that, would we, John?
Paul, I don't think so.
Look at the length of them. These things are really long.
These are ugly.
Well, Paul, story recently with the lady with the longest eyelashes, right? Didn't
Oh,
we have?
with the
Yes.
world record for the longest eyelashes. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't need these. She had
Oh,
her own
definitely not.
to bat. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this down and we'll talk about the stinky ghost for a second. This, yeah, I love ghost stories. This one comes from England. It comes from a pub, of course. Every pub in England is haunted. So this couple in what's the name of the city? Corsley in Wiltshire, near Stonehenge. So this couple buys an old pub. It's called the White Hart Pub, and they refurbish it and they put up video cameras, closed circuit cameras to watch everything that's going on. And then they open it up after the COVID opened everything up. And all of a sudden things start happening. They start seeing wisp of smoke behind the bar on the closed circuit TV. The barmaid says she sees glasses sliding up and down the bar with nobody pushing them. But the worst thing is they smell BO with nobody there, and they checked all the employees. They made everybody use deodorant. Can't figure it out. So what they think is it's the ghost of a past owner, Henry, they call him. And they believe that he's mad because they remodeled the pub without asking him for permission. Bring in some psychic or a ghostbuster or something and talk to him. I don't know what they'd have to do, but that's what they say. It smells exactly like body odor. So my suggestion, they need to start something. They need to start serving cabbage noodles, something with a bad smell to it that overcomes the BO, and people won't worry about it. Who smells anything? Give me some more noodles.
Or just serve more drinks, Paul. Just serve more drinks.
Or serve more drinks, yeah. Well, they said people were walking out. They were so disconcerted by, like cold breezes, cold drafts, or not the kind you drink, but the actual cold draft. Or they would see things. They'd see these glasses moving, and they said they were losing customers. So they had to do something. But they can't figure out what to do. So this is for my ghost hunting friends, people who tuned in to hear more about ghosts. You probably know this, that ghosts actually do occasionally have an odor. And that's how you can tell that they're in your presence. Usually it's something like perfume or flowers, or for men, maybe some tobacco, cigarettes, or a pipe, something that would remind you of the spirit of the person, something that the person did. If it's a bad smell, usually it smells like sulfur, which means that you're being haunted by an evil spirit who died from a bad case of beans or something. But sulfur is the smell. Sulfur is the rotten egg kind of smell. So if you smell that, run. But of course, the skeptics will tell you that the doctors say that smelling smells that have no explanation is actually a mental illness called phantasmia. And it can be a sign that you had a head trauma, migraines, or stroke. If you smell weird smells and you're not in the bar and you're not in the pub in England, see your doctor and tell them about, what is it again? Phantasmia. But they think that it's Henry. They think it's the ghost of the former owner. And they're going to bring somebody in to apologize to him, so that he stops.
It stops smelling.
Yeah. I think he must be. Maybe when you're a spirit, it takes a lot of exertion to move a glass back and forth on a bar, so that he could be working up a sweat, or he's just steamed about things. I don't know. But anyway, so there's our ghost story for the week.
Good.
Yeah. Now, if you do have a lot of times when people are they think their house is haunted, they call it Ghostbuster. If your body is haunted or possessed, you call an exorcist. Okay. Now, other things can be possessed as well, and that's what we're going to talk about next. And that would be something that all of us have, either in your purse or in your pocket or in your hand: cell phones. Turns out the number one thing that demons are haunting these days are cell phones. And this is according to the leading exorcist in the United States. what's his name? And what's his name? Monsignor. It's Monsignor something or other. Monsignor Stephen Rossetti says that demons are haunting. They like to haunt machines. They like to take possession of machines. And that's a machine that everybody has. And it gives them the ability to speak through the cell phone to scare the person that they're trying to possess or scare their friends.
Is that why we get all those spam calls?
It could be. It could be. Does it do the calls come in Latin or in a very deep voice? You know, as I want to
Sometimes,
possess you.
Right.
Very deep.
Well, here's what you need to do, Karen. I have a solution for you. Let me. I almost hit the wrong button there. Let me bring up your solution here. Now, I don't want you to put false eyelashes on.
Okay.
What you need to do is you need to get rid of your cell phone and get one of these.
Aw, princess phone.
Princess phones. That's right. That's the only thing that can save you from the demons in your cell phone. It happened to remind me of the story. Reminded me of Princess phone. Did you ever have one of those, by the way, Karen?
No, never.
Princess John, I'm sure you didn't.
No, I did not. I can
Okay,
definitely-
Princess phones date back to, one of these has a dial, so you know they're old. They date back to 1959
Mhm.
when Bell, was it Bell? Yeah, the Bell system, the Bell people developed 1959, obviously to appeal to women. But this is the thing that's weird about Princess phones that I didn't realize. They're so they made them small, and they had a lighted dial, which was supposed to be used as a nightlight. So you put it in your daughter's room and she could use it as a nightlight. But the problem is they were so small, they hadn't figured out how to make a ringer that small. So the original Princess phones had no ringer. You had to, I don't know how you could tell that it was ringing, or maybe you could only make outgoing calls. They would sell you an external ringer that you plugged into the back. Which, what girl wants that? You know, she's got her cute little Princess phone, and then
Right.
there's this big ugly bell plugged into it. They advertised it with the slogan, "It's little, it's lovely, it lights."
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that clever? So so eventually they figured out how to make a bell small enough to fit inside of it. The other complaint was that the phone was so light, as you were dialing it, for those of you who remember how to dial a phone, it would slide off the table.
it did.
Oh, so
I've used one, but I didn't have one.
well, the solution, this shows you how far we've come. The solution, they started making them with a lead weight in the bottom to weigh them down instead of figuring out how to, like, suction cups or something. That's the world we grew up in, folks.
Yep.
Took a long way around, if you ask me. But
No
yeah,
kidding, yeah. So they switched to the button, to the push model, which we have on the right-hand side. Eventually, they discontinued them in 1994. So they were still available in 1994. And now they're treasures. You have one of these, you can sell them for a fortune on eBay. Now, of course, no self-respecting demon would possess a Princess phone. That's just too frou-frou for a demon. So what Monsignor Stephen Rossetti says is that they go for your cell phones. They will. He gave an example of a woman who had a cross. She showed up with an upside down cross that had been mysteriously burned into her arm like a tattoo. No idea where it came from. But she said her phone was doing weird things, and her father was getting messages from the demons that said, "She belongs to us," in one of those demon voices. So the Monsignor said that, he'll do an exorcism, or you can take the phone home and make sure you have crucifixes everywhere, have holy water in the house, typical standard Catholic things to do. But there's this bishop in Albania. I love this guy, Bishop Ernest Simoni in Albania. He's a cardinal, so he's not a bishop. He's a cardinal. This is a big shot. He says he helps people with cell phones. This is what he does. He tells them, "Call me and we'll speak." And that's how he does. Yeah, he could call me. So you don't want to, first you need to call him on another phone to let him know. And then you call him on the possessed phone. And with the demon listening in, he recites the prayers of exorcism in Latin just as he would if he was doing the exorcism in person. And I happen to have the Latin version of the exorcism that he uses. It's ego vocant curus tui de warrantia, which means I am calling about your car's warranty in Latin. So if you hear that, Karen, your phone is possessed.
Okay.
It's your,
I've got the right
the good
spirit.
cardinal's trying to save you.
Right. Wow.
All right, well, let's see what we got. I got time for one more story here. The Magic 8 Ball. I think we've talked about the Magic 8 Ball
Yep.
on the show before. That's this baby right here. So the Magic 8 Ball is a great party toy. You ask it a question and you flip it upside down, and there's a little window, and you look into it, and it gives you the answer, or it says more often than not, it says ask again later. So this inventor, I think I've got a picture of one of the answers. Yeah, better not tell you now. There you go. So it looks like an 8 ball, a real 8 ball. But this guy invented the next generation of the Magic 8 Ball, which has one specific purpose, and you'll figure it out when I give you the name. It's called the Tragic Fate Ball. Not Magic 8 Ball, Tragic Fate Ball. And it tells you how you're going to die.
No, I don't
yeah,
want to know.
Oh, wait. Oh, well, don't know. You want to hear these. So, this thing, by the way, the inventor of the Magic 8 Ball, his mother was a clairvoyant. And she used to do this thing with a magic slate. You've seen magicians do it, where they ask a question and then they cover up the slate. And when they uncover it, the answer's on the slate. But very well-known trick. So he came up with the Magic 8 Ball to do that. This guy uses electronic. His has a computer board in it, tiny computer board, tiny little LCD screen, switches, and a battery. And he prints it. He makes them himself. I think I have a picture here. There you go. He uses his 3D printer. He makes it in the shape of a ball, and then he puts a skull and crossbones on it to differentiate, because he doesn't want to get in trouble with Mattel, which owns the Magic 8 Ball. And he calls it the Tragic Fate Ball. So the best part. So some of the things that you get when you ask the Tragic Fate Ball how I'm going to die. This is one of my favorites here. You're going to die running with scissors.
Oh.
Die from running with scissors. Some other popular ones that you can program in this yourself. Shot by the Dalai Lama. Swallowed a Rubik's Cube. That's a painful way to go. Like that poor guy with the marijuana. Bitten by a rabid porcupine. Lost in a corn maze. I don't know. That's a slow, painful death right there. OD on broccoli. That would be me. Or get a flying fish to the face, which would be painful as well.
Yes.
I didn't know that was fatal, but apparently, I guess if the fish is big enough. And then the worst one of all, Karen, trapped inside a Tragic Fate Ball.
Yep.
So that comes to you. He'll gladly sell you the plans. I think I might have them on my Facebook page. He'll gladly sell you the plans, or just Google Tragic Fate Ball. Real easy to make, and he may be thinking about marketing it. I think it's a very clever idea myself. So
Okay.
Somewhat of a morbid subject, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
An interesting subject, yeah. So anyways, it's time at this point for What in the World of Sports, What in the World of Weird Sports. I'm sorry, we don't want to get in trouble with ABC, which is our John DiNallo segment here, our sports guy. Every week I ask John to come up with some strange and unusual sports, something maybe related to the news, something that the three of us or you listening in can participate in as well. And if you recall, this week on Sunday were the finals of the Euro 2020, I think it was called, soccer tournament, which was, I know England lost. I think it was won by Argentina, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought Italy won.
Italy. I'm told John. I knew John would know. DiNallo. Italy won. That's right. Congratulations to your
Paisans.
ancestral country, the Paisans. That's right. So I thought that would be a good sport to to salute this week. So John said he had just the sport to salute the soccer tournament went. So I'll turn it over to you, John. Go ahead.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah. So this week, folks, our sport is foosball. And foosball is an interesting sport. I like to pronounce it foosball. I mean,
Foosball. Okay.
it really has there's a table. Very good, Paul.
Yeah.
So
For those
foosball.
of you who don't know what a foosball table looks like,
That's
go
what.
ahead.
Okay. So in North America, in other parts of the world, it's known as table football or table soccer. But it's a tabletop game that is based on soccer or association football, as it is commonly referred to in Europe and other regions of the world. The aim of the game is quite simple: to move the ball into the opponent's goal by manipulating rods, which have human stick figures attached to them. Although the rules of the game vary from country to country, when the game is played casually, at the competitive level, foosball is played according to a unified code. So there is actual competition. There's an actual federation, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
So outside of bars and basements, which are the two places we normally find foosball, and college campuses, I guess, and game rooms, there's actual tournaments.
Yes, there are tournaments, and and we'll talk about that. We'll talk
Holy smoke! This is a nice table, by the way. This
yeah, that's really
table here.
good. Sure.
And the players are on this particular model. I'll describe it. You can differentiate between the players because they're different colors. One is blue, the others are reddish orange.
Reddish orange, yeah.
And the balls look like little soccer balls, but they're about the size of a ping pong ball. Would you say?
Yeah, I would say size of a ping pong ball. That's
okay.
Typically the size.
All right, so tell us a little about the history of foosball, John.
Will do, Paul. So table football's origins go back to 1921, so 100 years ago.
Wow.
Harold Sears Thornton from the United Kingdom patented the game as an apparatus for playing the game of table football. And French inventor Lucien Rosengart claimed to invent it in the 1930s when he was looking for things to keep his grandchildren entertained while indoors during the cold winter months. He called it babyfoot instead of foosball.
Babyfoot. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. These are this particular. I've got a picture up here now of a different foosball table, and these players. These may be females. I'm not sure. They look awfully chesty, but they don't have
females. Yes,
each one is painted slightly differently. They've got eyebrows and lips and everything. So a lot of work went into this. Their names are on the back of their jerseys. So I guess you can really get into creating these tables just for the fun of playing foosball.
Sure. But there's a third European.
Oh, okay.
Who's involved in the origin. And Alejandro Finisteri panned his invention of table football, or what he called footballin, in Madrid, Spain during the Spanish Civil War in 1937.
Keep the troops occupied.
Right.
Okay.
His version of the game is the one used in modern day table football worldwide. So his obviously had the most success and popularity. The game adopted the name foosball in the U.S. via German immigrants who called it Tischfußball. And so that's how you get the origin of the name.
Sounds like an insult.
Tischfußball. Say it loud and say it proud.
Right.
But the game was brought into the U.S. in the 1950s by Lawrence Patterson, and by the 1970s, it could be found in bars, pool halls, college campuses, and workplaces throughout the country. So that's how popular it became.
There you go. And to make it appealing to both sexes, Karen, we've got a Barbie foosball table here.
I see that. Yeah.
I don't know if those are full-size Barbies. I have a feeling Mattel might be a little upset because their arms got ripped off and they have the bars strung through their shoulders. Which is
the guys had arms.
The guys had arms. Well,
right.
There you go.
Yes.
I suppose we have to protest whoever makes the Foosball International Society.
Yeah.
I'm sure John's going to tell us who the international organization is.
Paul, you led me right to it. In 2002, the International Table Soccer Federation, or the ITSF,
Of
was
course.
established in France with the mission of promoting the game globally. The ITSF acts as an organizing body, regulating international competitions and establishing the game with the International Olympic Committee and the General Association of International Sports Federation.
Now,
So,
I think that's a good Olympic sport right there. Olympic foosball.
Yeah, I don't think
But-
so.
I mean, I think you
We're
could.
looking at a tournament. We're looking at a tournament right here. The guys look pretty scruffy, and I'm not talking about the ones kicking the ball, but the ones spinning the rods.
Right, the contestants.
Contestants, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
the foosball players. So there you go. All right. So
Okay.
tell us about the game, John.
Okay, Paul. The
Pretty
game.
simple, I think.
No, yes. The game involves using human stick figures, as you can see there, mounted on rotating bars to kick a ball into the opposing goal. Players manipulate the rods to control the figures, using them to hold up, pass, or kick the ball. Expert players have been known to move balls at speeds up to 56 kilometers per hour or 35 miles per hour.
35 miles per hour on that
That's some
little
strength
table.
there. Yeah, that's
Wow.
some skill. Sure.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
It is. And since the establishment of the International Table Soccer Federation, the rules have been standardized in most international competitions. So you can have variations, but
Yeah.
they typically follow the federation's rules and guidelines.
We'll go with the Federation. No eye gouging.
We think of professional wrestling
Yeah, every hand on the table at all times.
at all times. Yes. In terms of the competition, the ITSF now regulates international events, including the annual World Championships and the World Cup. The
World Cup. So they have a foosball World Cup.
Foosball.
Wow.
The World Cup was originally intended to coincide with the FIFA World Cup, but since January of 2009, it is run annually.
Well, speaking of the World
Wow.
Cup, I think this looks like a member of the U.S. team. He's got USA on the back of his
Yes,
shirt.
he does. Yes, he
Playing
does.
competitive foosball. And
Okay.
there's actually people in the stands. I think that's even
Yeah.
more impressive. Yeah.
Well, and to get an indicator, in 2013, in the ITSF World Cup and World Championships, nearly 500 players from 30 different countries congregated in Nantes, France to compete. Team USA won the World Cup that year.
All right. USA
Wow.
won the World Cup. That's great.
The top singles player in the world this year is Yannick Correa of Luxembourg. Surprisingly, there are no Americans in the top 100.
Wow.
Most of the top players are Europeans.
Wow. Ooh.
It may be too late for Foosball Team USA. College students in Denmark and Switzerland have developed robotic players called foosbots, which can already beat humans.
Yeah, foosball.
Wow.
That sounds like another result.
Well, fortunately, we can still beat robots at Bluff the Co-host, Paul. So that takes some.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't, John.
What do you think, Aaron?
I
What do you
tell
think?
I found another variation of the sport right here. This is life-size foosball.
Wow.
Yeah, these people are playing on a court, almost like a tennis court size, with fences around them, and basically use a regulation soccer ball, but all the players have to hang on to a bar as they slide back and forth, kicking the ball back and forth. I think this is one you can rent. It's like a combination bouncy castle foosball game.
This one seems to be a little easier to compete in, though, right? You don't have the hard wood. I mean, you can.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Other efforts and not get hurt.
Yeah, it looks like fun. And I went digging. Most of you who regular listeners know that John and I went to college together. And John, I found a picture of us in our college dorm or bar or something playing foosball. I bet you don't remember this. This is us.
Oh, yeah.
Paul, I think you're the gent that has the tie on.
Yeah.
The tie, that's right.
Yep.
Old black and white photo of.
I was going to say that's right up our alley, Paul. Black
There
and
you
white.
go. That's it. You're exactly right. And I'm sure John won that game.
Very good.
Well, John, thank you so much for all that information on foosball. I never more than I ever realized about the sport
really.
of foosball.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
And of course,
Absolutely.
Karen, an international organization. So you
Yep.
know it should be in the Olympics. I agree. I think that would be a great Olympic
Time
sport.
is coming. The time is coming. Trust me.
Yep.
Yeah. So another sport that should be in the Olympics, or at least on television, is Bluff the Co-host.
Absolutely.
There you go. Everybody's favorite weird news game, played every week at the end of our show. I have three questions, three stories, very similar to the ones we've been telling all afternoon, with the difference being that they may be true, they may be a bluff, and it's up to John and Karen to determine which one it is. And we count points and we see who wins. You can play at home. You can wager at home. John likes to have little side bets all the time. So that's how he pays for his wardrobe for the show. So and haircuts.
Yes, of course. Of course.
It tells you how well he's doing. So let's get right to it here with I think I have a common theme through all of these. You might pick up on it. So let's start with the first one. Hands on the buzzer, Karen and John. Story number one. A man in Des Moines, Iowa, appeared in court recently to contest a traffic ticket he received for not wearing a seatbelt. Turns out his seatbelt buckle was broken, but the cop who pulled him over found the driver firmly attached to the seat with duct tape. The cop gave him a ticket anyway, which the man contested, demonstrating to the court with a video how the duct tape kept him from being thrown through the windshield on sudden stops. He also showed them how the ends of the tape all converged to one spot on the seat, making it easy for him to peel them off and exit the car in an emergency. The judge ruled the duct tape belt worked better than a regulation seat belt and threw out the ticket. The driver is now working as a consultant with the makers of duct tape in new product development. So, Karen and John, the man who gets out of a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt because he was duct taped to his seat and won the case in court. Des Moines, Iowa. Real or bluff? Karen, I'll throw it to you first.
Thanks. I'm so appreciative of that. I'm going to say this is a bluff.
Oh, Karen says it's a bluff. Can't duct tape yourself to the seat, okay? Maybe not cloth seats, leather seats you might be able to. But anyways, none of us can afford leather seats. So we'll go to John. John, what do you say? Karen says it's a bluff.
I'm with Karen on this one. I think it's a bluff. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, working in new product development for duct tape, I just don't see it.
That's a brilliant idea if it's true.
But I don't think it'll work, Paul. I just
don't think it'll work. Okay, so both of you say it's a bluff. Let's check with the judges, and the judges rule it's a bluff.
Thank you.
No such thing as a duct tape.
Good to hear.
Yeah, you couldn't regulate it.
Yeah, there's too many variables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you guys are okay. You're on top of things here. Let's see if this continues. Yeah.
To the next question, Karen.
Okay. Get ready. Story number two. So we're tied 1-1 here. The makers of liquid paper correction fluid have been hurting for business for years due to computer printers replacing typewriters. But a chemist in their R&D department may have saved the company with his new invention, liquid paper for teeth. That's right. He figured out how to achieve the same great benefits of liquid paper on paper in a formula that's completely safe for use in the mouth. Coffee stains, yellowing, and other tooth darkeners disappear with liquid paper for teeth. In a salute to its past life, the liquid paper for teeth even covers up tooth tattoos that some teens have gotten before they knew better. Liquid paper for teeth stays on for at least 24 hours and resists brushing. As soon as the company gets 4 out of 5 dentists surveyed to approve it, liquid paper for teeth will be on sale at a store near you. John, Liquid paper for teeth from the Liquid Paper Company. Real or bluff?
I'll tell you, Paul, Karen, I'm afraid this is a bluff. I mean, what kind of hygiene is this? I mean, is it safe for, that kind of material to be in a person's mouth?
It's been tested. It's safe for mouth. That's what it says right here. Safe for the human mouth.
I'm going to say FDA would never pass something like that. I don't think.
Oh, who cares? 4 out of 5 dentist survey.
You need to get 4 out of 5 to do it before, Paul. So.
Okay. All right, John. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you anymore. John said it's a bluff. Karen, how about you?
Well, I have to disagree with my friend John because there's so many cosmetic things for your teeth. Yeah, I think it's available that you paint it on.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure
All
it's
right,
called liquid paper for teeth, but I would.
So the marketing people will come up with something.
Oh, they'll come up with better
Of
names.
course.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
All right.
Better
So
title.
let's see. So Karen says it's a real story. John says it's a bluff again. Let's check with the judges, and the judges rule. John is ahead 1-0, or 2-0. That was a bluff, Karen.
Really?
No such thing as liquid paper for teeth. So
I don't know.
kids, don't try this at home.
Well, I wouldn't use liquid paper, but yeah, whatever. Okay.
Oh, what? Nail polish?
No,
Oh, boy,
a product that was made safe.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. You're right. Of course you would do that. Okay. All right. So John's ahead 2-1. But as everybody knows, points are doubled in round number 3. So Karen could pull ahead and win. Well, let's head right into story number 3. Proving that you can build a better mousetrap. Engineers at the electric car company Tesla have developed a rechargeable electric mousetrap that fits easily and is fully hidden under the hood of its electric cars. Why, you may ask? It turns out a major complaint of Tesla owners is rats and mice chewing through wires in the engine that are coated with environmentally friendly soy rather than petroleum products. Rather than violate its commitment to the environment, Tesla has decided to become the world leader in electric rodent traps. A light on the dash tells the driver when there's something in the trap, and a button releases it to fall into a container whose lid slams shut so the driver doesn't even have to look at the critter. The whole kit costs $100 per mouse, but Tesla figures anyone who owns their cars can afford it and is already environmentally conscious. Animal rights activists oppose the plan and plan to fight the traps, while Victor, the makers of the world's cheapest and most popular wooden traps, plans to offer its own Tesla competitor soon. Okay, so Tesla selling electric mousetraps, rechargeable, Karen, because of the problems under the hood. Real or bluff?
I say bluff.
Karen, Karen says it's a bluff. All right. That sure sounds like a good idea, though. John, I know Karen doesn't own a Tesla, so she can't.
No, I don't.
Problem.
I don't have a Tesla either.
All right, John, what do you say? Real or bluff?
I'm going to say it's real. And
John says it's real.
I'm going to be strong on this one, staunch on this one, because I have a very, very good friend of mine who's had a problem with his car. And the problem is with his car is that chipmunks get underneath the hood of his car and they destroy all the connectors in his engine. And,
wow.
And so he's actually had experiences with this.
Is it a Tesla?
No, it's not a Tesla.
Not a Tesla. Okay.
It's a Toyota. But he's had this problem with these rodents, and evidently talking to the repair people that he's gone to, is that it's a more common occurrence than you would think. Rodents getting under the hood of your car and doing damage. So I'm going to say it's true.
Okay, so John says it's true because of personal experience. Karen says it's a bluff. Let's get the ruling from the judges here, and the judges say it's a bluff.
Oh,
Karen got that one right. Now
I win.
I have a confession. But one part of the story is true, and that is that the wires in Tesla really are coated with soy, and it is a problem with the cars. But they refuse to deal with it. They don't want to. So there's no such thing as a Tesla electric.
A bit of a twist, I see.
So we
Okay.
should. I suppose I should give John a half a point for that one.
Okay.
But that still doesn't put him in the lead. That lets Karen
No,
win
you're
this
good,
week.
Karen.
All right, Karen, good for you.
Yes.
And John, I know, will be upset about having to pay his betting debt. And
Well, what I'm going to have to do is this week, I'm really going to have to be working with Annette closely on
Yeah.
you'll be back with a vengeance. Okay, next week.
so I can win next week. Yes.
There you go. Okay, great. And next week we'll have another episode of What in the World with the same with a whole new set of weird stories from around the world. So I want to thank John DiNallo, our weird wide world of sports. Well, I'll get it out one of these days. And trivia guy and all around color commentator. Thank you so much, John, for being here and participating.
You're welcome, Paul.
Karen, thank you for everything you do at newclevelandradio.net for everybody, including What in the World. Stop by newclevelandradio.net, check out What in the World, and then check out all the other great podcasts that Karen has there. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for another week from What in the World.
See you next week, everybody.